So January 20th is officially the 1-year anniversary of when the Priscilas hosted the fundraiser where they wanted to help Carlos Lopez and his family, or so we thought, or so they made us believe. I'm going to start off with a declaration that was submitted by Carlos himself, and where he says that he declares under penalty of perjury that the following is true and correct. Under penalty of perjury means that he knows that if anything that he says is a lie, he can be held under penalty of perjury. So this is a true statement that I'm going to be reading to you. He received a check in the amount of $16,516 from Priscila Chapa. She represented to me that it was money that she raised for me and my family. It was her intent and my intent that the money represented by the check would be paid to me, as in Carlos Lopez. I was the payee of the check. His name was on the check. In order to expedite receipt of the money from that check, I endorsed the back of it and I added the name of my friend, Christian Gutierrez, to the front, and he endorsed the check as well. I did this because I thought that was the fastest way for me to receive the funds, as my friend's bank would not put a hold on the check. I did not intend to deceive or harm anyone, but instead wanted only that the intentions of the Chapas and myself be fulfilled. The intentions that he receives the money. That is, that I would receive the $16,516 that Priscilla said she wanted me to have as quickly as possible. Later, he was informed that the check bounced because the bank reversed the amount or retracted the money from his friend's bank. So now he needed to pay that money back. So 1 minus 1 is 0. He did not receive the money because he had to pay back his friend because the Chapas' bank retracted the money back from his friend's account. Now the money was retracted because there was an email that was sent to Carlos Lopez's attorney from the Chapas' attorney that says the money was retracted and that the bank is going to do their investigation according to them, and it was going to be concluded by early April, and depending on the outcome of that investigation, any decision regarding the release or withholding of the funds would be made. But those funds are Carlos Lopez's funds. These are not funds that the Chapas pulled out and said, I'm going to give them to you. Okay, now you know what? I'm not going to give it to you. The money's mine because we think that you did this. No, this is money that never belonged to the Chapas. This is money that belonged to the people that donated to Carlos Lopez, and you used your foundation for this. This was never for your foundation. This was for Carlos Lopez. So those funds, regardless of the outcome of the investigation, should go to Carlos Lopez because they belong to him. A personal opinion. Now let's go back to the amount. The amount was $16,516, and it was given to him in a check. But she said that she had raised somewhere around $20,000 or more, and then later gave the excuse that there were some deductions that she needed to make or that the foundation needed to make. So in reality, the post that she posted on Facebook where she's hosting a fundraiser for Carlos Lopez and his family, and that 100% of the proceedings were going to go to Carlos Lopez, was not true. Because 100% of the proceedings did not go to him. Here's a fun fact. There were a lot of people that went to that fundraiser, and I'm more than sure that she raised a lot more than $20,000. But a lot of people also donated items. And guess what? He didn't receive any of that. So if you were one of the people that donated physical items, they never made it to Carlos's house through this fundraiser, because I know that there were other people that mailed it out to him, you know, that were dropping those items off themselves or using other fundraisers. You know, he did get those. But the items that were dropped off in this fundraiser event that was hosted by the Chapas never made it to Carlos Lopez's house. So you need to know, if you were one of the people that donated this, something, he never got it. Page 4 of one of the documents that was filed in December have these questions that I think everybody should be asking. Where is the money? How much of that money was raised? Why haven't you given the money to Carlos? What deductions were made exactly, and why were those deductions made? What is the evidence for the allegations made in the original petition? There were more emails that were shared. The following emails are emails that are back and forth between the attorneys of both parties. The Gerard's law firm is Carlos's attorney representation, and the Peñas is the Chapas' representation or attorney. So the Gerards are telling the Peña, there's a 90-minute video of both Mona and Priscila that are acting in concert on behalf of their foundation, where Priscila ratifies the slander that Mona has been saying, that their bank still has the money and all that Carlos has to do is ask for it to receive it. So again, he never received the funds. They openly admitted that they still had the funds back when all this started. And it's going to be a year in 2 days. Now, at one point, both lawyers met. And there's a declaration that Carlos Lopez's lawyer also uploaded, stating that on November 13th, the Peñas, which is the Chapas' attorney, informed Carlos Lopez's attorney that the funds were at that time in his trust account. And November 13, the Gerard's law firm is asking, send the money ASAP. Like, let's get this over with. Just send the money and this is all done.